Hey, this is Stephen Fortner here for Piano Buyer magazine. In the spring 2017 edition, I have written a review of Roland's new FP-90. FP is a designation that I believe in their product line originally stood for Fashion Piano. And it's designed to provide a really good core digital piano experience, a few extra features to create some pop vocabulary, song recorder, extra sounds, things like that, and to have a very elegant, minimalist, I kind of call this a tuxedo-style interface because it's very monochromatic. So just heading from left to right on the panel, we've got a volume slider, we've got a 3-band EQ, ambience, gives you access to panel settings for the onboard reverb, part sliders for upper and lower parts. You can do simply a two-way split or a two-way layer on this keyboard. Here's your split dual button. This works very, very simply. It just rotates, so it comes on in single sound mode. Hit it once for a split. Hit it again for dual mode. Hit it again to go back to single mode. And to make a split, you end up just cursoring down to your secondary sound and selecting sounds from the panel. And there we've got your basic acoustic piano upright bass split. Going to go back into single sound mode. Here we have sound selection buttons. I'll get into specific sounds in the next clip. We have a piano, electric piano bank, strings, organs, which cover pipe and tone wheel varieties, some nice pads and synths and drum kits in the other bank. The registration button saves the entire state of the machine. So if you want to do a dual or split sound, save it in memory, make changes to effects, and have that all saved as part of your program, the registration is the memory location you'd use to save a user setup. I get a little monochromatic display indicating Bluetooth is turned on. We have cursor and data entry buttons. I'll tell you more about Bluetooth in a little bit. And coming over here, we have our metronome and song recorder section. The metronome can really do any time signature you could reasonably think of, from waltzes and 4/4 to Dave Brubeck style 5/4 to weird time signatures you might find in progressive rock music. The song recorder can record standard MIDI files. It can also record audio files if you have a USB memory stick plugged in. I'll get into this later as well, but inside this thing there is a complete 16-part General MIDI 2 tone generator that can be accessed from an external sequencer. And with external help, the keyboard is capable of generating auto accompaniment. Here's your song volume. And there's a microphone input around the back, which you turn on there. As you can see with any button on the machine, the white collar just lighting up a little brighter is the only indication that you've activated the button. You can sing into the machine. It will pump your voice back out the onboard speakers, excuse me. And you can add a few effects to your voice, like compression and reverb, and so forth. And as long as we're talking about that, a neat thing about the song recorder as well is that it will capture your recorded voice if you're in audio mode and capturing to a plugged-in USB drive. One thing I want to mention in this brief first overview clip here is that the onboard speakers get plenty loud. You have a woofer, tweeter on each side, 25 watts plus 5 watts on each side for the woofer and tweeter respectively. And you turn the part volumes up, and this thing, and the reason we're listening through the air with the on-camera mic is I want you to hear these speakers. And this can get loud enough to play a party at home. You might even find yourself being asked to turn down if you're at like one of those veranda gigs before the cocktail hour, before the wedding reception proper starts. Comes. Sound there. I'll get more into those in a minute. But yeah, plenty of onboard volume here. One thing that I did find is that when I was using these speakers with an external sound source, like audio streamed in over Bluetooth, they didn't seem to get quite as loud, even with the other things driving them turned up as far as they would go. They seem to do their best with the internal sounds of the FP-90, but with those, they do a very good job indeed. This is the sustain pedal that comes with the unit. It's got a rubber flange which slides out so you can step on it with your heel and not have to be chasing it around the floor into your keyboard stand. has a switch and continuous toggle on it, which if you're an experienced digital piano user, you will ask the question, well, does this support half dampering? Yes, it does. With supported sounds like the acoustic piano. So you get it about halfway down, and you get the half dampering support for just a little bit of sustain, which some piano repertoire calls for. Okay, now in the next clip, let's get into acoustic piano and other sounds.